Good morning. I think everybody's here, so we can definitely get started. Right on time, actually. First off, I just want to thank Xuan for calling in. I do know it's a bit of a time difference from here in Shanghai. I think it's 8 p.m. there. Yeah, thank you for calling in today. I know it must be probably late in the office. But in any case, let's start this kickoff meeting for Project Celo. Um, please do let me know. Please flag if you have any questions. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, so a quick agenda of what this call will be about. We'll go a little bit introduction of the genesis of Product Celo, a little bit of background of the markets, the trends, and products that Starbucks thought it was a fruitful time in rolling this Product Celo out, and then finally, as well as implementation, the rolling out plan for Celo. I will give a brief overview of the timeline, the different roles that we will each be playing, and our responsibilities, and the different resources that we'll have in our hands. And finally, just finish off with the next steps and Q&A. So hopefully this call won't be too long. It'll be a max about 10 minutes, just for the quick overview, and let's get started. All right. So Project Celo, just a quick introduction again. I do know that I spoke to all of you individually in the past couple of months. Many of you have been aware of the start of this of Celo, but um, Starbucks about a year ago they noticed a trend and a opportunity in the market space for travel mugs, specifically travel mugs that were unheard of before in terms of most of the ones currently are all electrical based, and we found the initial testing found a great deal of positive alignment with not only the product in terms of the space, but as well as alignment with our values of sustainability and our goals in the next couple of quarters of being more aligned, having products more aligned with the higher end market. So as you all have known in the last couple of years with sustainability, it's what we live and breathe, as I'm sure all of you know. We've With this year's rollout of the lids, the specific lids that have been a massive success. I've heard many good stories, especially in Europe, where the government has lauded our efforts, and it is all making way, of course, to our banning, our elimination of plastic straws, and by next year, quarter 2, no, quarter 1. I apologize, quarter 1, and so that is quite a big one, big project. So, in support of that, we do believe that it's aligned. Project Celo was created with an alignment with our corporate social responsibility. And second of all, of course, is our leaning towards a higher end market, having more products. Toward that end, we're seeing with the success of the roasteries that we opened last year, and the profits that we've seen, and the reviews and from the consumers have been massively positive. So, as I'm sure Xuan can tell you, or even Samantha can tell you from the success we've had in Asia Pacific region, especially the Shanghai roastery, where we've seen 15-fold net profit from an average store, as well as the success of Italy, where we really had a hard time with getting a good foothold with our current branding in the city of coffee, in the country of coffee. So we've seen great success, and Starbucks would like us to continue in these efforts. So let's take a look in the market. Again, the market trends. In terms of merchandising, in the last couple of years, we've only seen positive growth. Year after year, we've seen at least a 15% growth in our merchandising sales. And of course, the trends of our consumers, our clients, our customers, ever increasing, are on the go. They at least 44% take our coffees to go, and of course that the importance of any of the companies such as Starbucks that are aligned with environmental causes are are absolutely important for our consumers right now. And we see that at least 35% of our consumers own merchandise, which is very high compared to the benchmark of other brands. And in terms of the space, right now we notice that there is basically only low-end products or products that whose functionalities does not compare to the needs of our to-go convenient consumers at the moment. So right now, the more of a high-end products right now only focus more are either needs to be attached to some sort of device or has to be plugged into some electrical socket. So right now, the convenience factor as well as to-go factor is not being met in the market right now. So we do believe with product Celo does meet that need, and we've seen great success in our initial testings in the market with our working prototype. So as I'm sure you've heard, and I did share with you in that email with our latest product sheet, but I'll go over quickly over the prototype that we created, that the R&D team have created for us. So as you can see, it's more high end. It is going to be in a higher end market. Our Martin from the consulting group who's helping us with the sustainable practices, their team have noticed that since the space is not as saturated yet with these kind of products, especially with our functionalities, we will be going with more of a higher end value. So pricing wise, in terms of price point, as well as that will align with our direction of going more of a higher end market. But so quick overview. So it is a 20-ounce bottle or 590 milliliters. It is non-electric, so which is something new in the market, and it's so I'm sure James Bean can give you, the director of R&D, can give you a good overview of what makes it work, which is fascinating, absolutely. But a quick overview would be that we currently use some sort of technology where it actually within a minute we can actually extract heat from whatever hot beverage has been put into it to the perfect temperature that we decide. So we did some studies, and currently we landed on a certain degree. I believe it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't count me on it. James can correct me on that a little later. But within a minute, it can actually extract the heat and keep it to the perfect temperature and hold it for at least 6 to 7 hours. And also, this goes same thing for cold beverages as well. It acts like any good swell bottle. At least I do believe it's 12 hours where we can keep the same temperature for cold temperatures. So that's pretty wonderful. Not only that, this is dish machine friendly. Right now, if we're for terms of production for Shenzhen and China, we are thinking of keeping it in-house. I do know that we are still in talks. Wei, the director of manufacturing, we are finalizing if we are going to we'll be outsourcing it, but it does look like we'll be manufacturing in-house. So that's why, as you can see, or we already saw the prototype for design, the carton should be about 10 inches by 4 by 4. So for operations, Samantha, that will be allow you to give a better idea of how much we can be shipping in one shipment. We'll be starting off with 2 colors, carbon black as well as off-white. We've seen great success in those 2, and so yes. So implementation rollout timeline. For the timeline, as you can see, currently as we all know, we're in April here in 2019, Q2. So we'll be continuing with detailed market analysis. Our sales and marketing team here, and also in Asia Pacific, will be continuing with their market analysis. In terms of marketing, we should be good for I know Whitney Spears and let's see, and as well as Xu An. I do know I've already emailed you on the side to make sure we can start continuing with this detailed market analysis, see which stores would perform best in terms of our initial rollout. Of course, we have Samantha with the Director of Operations, who should be Global VP of Operations. I do apologize. Who will be able to assist with that market analysis. Now, for design finalization, James Bean is working closely with the design team, and hopefully with that, we'll be able to roll out quickly to Wei's Wei Christensen's Director of Manufacturing's responsibility in terms of manufacturing, quality control, and testing. If you do decide to go down the road of keeping in-house, all signs are leading towards that direction. I know Adele has spoken with the C-suite, and they've also shown great interest in keeping it in-house in terms of, especially since this is going to be one of our larger releases, and such a high-end market. We want to make sure the quality is up to standard in terms of Starbucks' standards. Now, after that, for the product launch for the Americas, we will be starting with the, of course, with the marketing as well. So Whitney and Shu-An will be taking charge in rolling and getting those enticements and those marketing plans across all countries, across all 73 countries actually, slowly but surely, and having those rollouts for the product launch being rolled out in Q3. First off, we decided to start with Americas. So I know that Sally Parton, Global Lead of Logistics, Sally, you and I are going to sit down together. But for now, it does seem that we'll be launching the Americas first, then the EMEA, and then finally APAC, and then of course right here I haven't listed, but we'll be doing the rest of the world, rest of any other countries that is not listed in those three main regions. So yes, so those we have decided to start rolling them out and launching in Q3. The reason being is with the elimination of the plastic straws in Q1 in 2020, we do believe there'll be quite a bit of a press release for Starbucks. So we do believe we want to ride that wave into that process, into that launch. Now, roles, I do know that I pointed out all of us, but I just want to make sure that all of you understand each other. I know many of you have worked already together with different projects, but in terms of roles, of course, for product manager, we have Adele Gan, who is the Chief Product Officer. Adele, you know everybody already, but she will be taking more of our more of a backseat in terms of this project and making sure I'll be informing her of how this the project Celo will be doing across the next two quarters. But in any case, as I'm sure you know, I'll be leading the majority of the coordination and making sure this comes to a success. I'll be working closely with Martin, who is the senior partner at Closed Loop Partners, and making sure that that in general all our strategy will be aligned down the road as well. So product as well, we have James Bean, Director of R&D. He will be James Bean. You can jump into calling a little bit, but and voice in a little bit. But he led the product Celo in creating this kind of product. So he's very dear to his heart. Wei Christensen as well. I know he worked really close with James Dean. He's the Director of Manufacturing. Again, as I mentioned before, he will be currently. I do believe he's located in China, but I do think you're in a conference in Amsterdam currently. So that must be fun. In terms of logistics, we have Sally Parton, Global Lead of Logistics. Sally Parton has been with us for a couple of years already, and she is the person to talk to in terms of leading this rollout across all markets. And then Samantha Smith, Global VP of Operations. She has the expertise of understanding the actual rollout within the stores themselves, so absolutely valuable. And for marketing and sales, Whitney worked closely with James Bean in terms of the initial testing in our markets in America. So Whitney, thank you for. We have also Shu-An Chan, who will be leading the marketing across APAC, which is one of our larger markets. So thank you all for being here. We will be absolutely invaluable as we lead Project Celo to go live. So everything was great. So for the next steps, I know I'm a little bit over time already. For next steps, we have I'll make sure to share results for the market tests, to share contact information and any information that'll be coming up, and of course we'll be agreeing on monthly call dates for the rest of 2019, and hopefully more of a bi-weekly call in 2020, closer to the rollouts across all markets. So yes, thank you all for joining on this call. I know we're rolling into Q&A right now. So James Bean, please. I know you have a couple questions for all of us as well.